this whole wash day was a health and safety risk. Literal blood, sweat, and tears went into this wash day. And quite frankly, Flora, I'm lost for words. Hey guys, happy new year. So the video that you guys are going to see today is one that I have really been struggling to post for the past 2 months now. And that is my Flora and Curl review / experience. You guys might remember that it was one of the brands that you were really keen on me trying. So I thought, you know what, it's Black Friday. It's been a while since I blind purchased products. What could possibly go wrong? Turns out everything. Girl, everything. And I said what I said. You know what? Let's just get into this video. It's about to be some drama, so I highly suggest you make yourselves comfortable and grab yourself some popcorn. So most of the products that I got from Flora and Curl were from the organic rose and honey range. And to be honest, even without reading the ingredients, your girl should have known, because we generally don't tend to gel well with anything rosy over here. Rose water, rose extract, rose essential oil? No, certainly not. Girl, no. Okay? Anyway, I wanted to make sure that I got enough products from this brand so that I could do a full wash day using only Flora and Curl products. So what I ended up getting was the cream shampoo, the cream conditioner, the leave-in detangler, and then the curl defining gel from their sweet hibiscus range. So let's start with the shampoo. The bottle says organic rose and honey cream shampoo, cleanse curls with a softening and fortifying cream of organic rose water, camellia, and oat silk for all curl types. Obviously, I'm expecting it to be moisturizing and have decent slip, so reduce friction between my strands. And of course, I'm going to need it to clean my hair without stripping it. I don't think that's asking for too much. So my first impression with this shampoo was that it looked creamy, which said to me even before looking at the ingredients that this formulation was one that contained other conditioning ingredients and oils in it as well. So that was a good sign. It was a good sign. At this point, however, I'm pouring it out into my hands and alarm bells are instantly going off in my head because, as you guys can see, this thing isn't very thick. Now I'm thinking whatever conditioners or oils or emollients there are in this formulation, they're either really lightweight or not in there in high enough of a concentration for my tightly coily high porosity hair. i.e., whatever ingredients I typically look for to be able to give me that softness and slip with my hair is very unlikely to be in the top 5 ingredients of this formulation. Now, given that I did do a blind purchase of this entire range based only on what it said on the front of the bottle, I think now is as good a time as ever to get into the ingredients list. You guys know how we do it on this channel. So when it comes to the shampoo ingredients, the question I'm asking myself on a basic level is, do the ingredients match the marketing? i.e., do the ingredients included in the formulation typically do what it says it does on the bottle? So on first glance, the ingredients are all great, and the main ingredient it touts on the front, namely the honey and the rose water, are actually quite high up on the list. They're essentially within the first 3 ingredients that aren't the surfactants used for cleansing. Now, it also has glycerin listed as the 4th ingredient, which would explain the slight slip to the product that I felt on my first impression. Now, when it comes to softening, when people describe their hair as feeling soft, that feeling of softness that they're describing is often as a result of an ingredient in the formulation that is reducing the friction between the hair strands. So overall, the hair feels softer, smoother, and easier to manipulate. Now, the ingredients that typically do this are things like emollients, oils, butters, silicones, and static or friction reducing conditioners like benzalkonium chloride. However, looking through this ingredients list, the first emollient that I've noticed here is the camellia oil, and not only is it the 8th ingredient down on the list, which means it can't be in here in very high of a concentration anyway. From my basic knowledge of this oil, it's also a relatively lightweight oil. Like, I'm pretty sure people use it in skincare stuff, so it's really not about to be the thickness of castor oil, is it? So as nourishing as the camellia oil itself is, slip and softness aren't really things that I can expect it to contribute to this formulation in huge amounts. Certainly not for my tightly coily high porosity hair anyways. My hair isn't getting out of bed for anything less than a butter. I mean, give us a shea, give us a cocoa, a mango, a coupoisou, something. This isn't child's play, we need something substantial. The only other oil in here is the Lang Lang and the Mei Chang. Now these, to my understanding, are both essential oils, and understandably they are even further down in the ingredients list, mainly because they can't be used in very high concentrations due to their potency. And as I'm sure you guys all already know, essential oils aren't really going to be out here on their own coating strands and making them softer and more manageable. No ma'am. Now, knowing all of this, albeit in hindsight, it's no wonder that my hair immediately began to feel, how do I say, raggedy. Instantly, my hair began to feel stripped and also started getting really matted and tangled. Now, when I say stripped, I actually don't mean that the surfactants used in this shampoo were harsh. Far from it, actually. The surfactants used in this shampoo are actually one of the milder surfactants that you can find. So I don't think that was the problem at all. For somebody like myself who has tightly, coily, high porosity hair, the problem was always going to be the lack or insufficient amount of emollients in this formulation to offset the effects of the surfactants in this shampoo, regardless of how mild they are. Again, oftentimes when people with coilier or higher porosity textured hair say that a shampoo was stripping or clarifying, it doesn't necessarily mean the shampoo was actually clarifying or stripping their hair. Many times it actually can just mean that the formulation didn't contain enough emollients, oils, butters, or anti-static conditioners to be able to make the hair feel smooth and more manageable. And so whilst your hair might have felt fine before you shampooed it, chances are your hair already had some sort of oil or butter or conditioner in it already, i.e. from your leave-in conditioner. And so when the surfactants then strip that off and the formulation doesn't have any other oils or butters or conditioners to replace that into your hair immediately, it's gonna feel stripped. The sad thing is, this shampoo actually has great nourishing ingredients in it. I mean, the rose water, the honeysuckle, the hibiscus, these all have wonderful properties that could benefit the hair. But are they really gonna give me the same amount of slip or friction reduction as an oil or a butter or a conditioner? Listen, people, in life, it's not good enough to just have an idea. Delivery matters. I mean, I don't just want a product that has great nourishing ingredients in it. I want those great ingredients delivered in a formulation that will also make my hair feel great. Because let's be honest, it's not like I've got microscopes for eyes, so we can't really see the benefits that are happening on a cellular level. So if these great nourishing beneficial ingredients are part of a formulation that overall is gonna make my hair feel like a Brillo pad, yeah, I'm gonna have to pass. And the thing with this formulation is that the moment this thing touched my hair, the very moment this thing touched my hair, the friction, you guys, you can even see me here struggling to separate my strands. I'm literally, this is a cry for help. This right here, this is a cry for help. At the end of this whole situation, yes, my hair was well cleansed, I'll say that, but my hair felt raggedy. Honestly, even doing this voiceover now is stressing. I'm mad stressed. I'm stressed. Now, by the time I was done with the shampoo, or should I say by the time the shampoo was done with me, because I really went through it, you guys. My hair was so tangled and matted and so very hard to manage that I ended up having to use about 40 pumps of the cream conditioner. I don't mean 40 pumps altogether. I meant 40 pumps on each individual quarter section of my hair. 40 as in 40, as in the number of days Jesus was fasting in the wilderness, as in the number of days Noah and his family were sitting on the ark whilst the world flooded, as in the number of years Ryan Gosling has been on this blessed earth for, as in 40. Yeah. Now again, for coilier hair textures, I'm looking for a conditioner that has a high content of oils, butters, conditioners, you know, all that good stuff that gives us the slip that you need, because you and I both know that we're not about to be out here detangling outside of this conditioning step. So we need all the reinforcement that we can get. Now, the fact that this comes in a bottle in itself, psychologically, is testing me. Can I ask you guys an honest question? Am I the only one with tightly coily hair who is just largely wary of conditioners that don't come in a tub? Like, if it comes in a bottle, are you gonna buy it? I don't know about you guys, but for my hair, if it's not in a tub, my hair is like, what the hell we gonna do now? But you know what? They never said it was a deep conditioner, so no foul. However, I was determined to do a full one brand wash day, and seeing as they didn't have any other deep conditioners available, I just went with this one. Now that I think about it, at the point where I saw that this brand didn't have any deep conditioners available for purchase, I really should have known. I should have known. And now I'm coming to the realization that this entire mess is my fault. I don't blame Flora and Curl. I don't blame them. Not one bit. It's on me. 100% it's on me. me. Okay, so it says, replenish the thirst in dry hair with a blend of organic rose water, avocado, shea butter, and honey. Is this what gaslighting feels like? Because my hair wasn't dry before I shampooed it. But okay, I'm gonna roll with it. On first glance, I love this ingredients list. In the first 5 ingredients, we've got humectants, emollients, conditioners, and you guys already know how I feel about benhentrammonium methosulfates, okay? Scanning the rest of the list, I see a lot more oils, fatty alcohols, and also a bit of shea butter in here too. So as far as the marketing is concerned, the ingredients check out really well. Now, you guys might remember my video for deep conditioners for high porosity hair versus low porosity hair. One of the things that I mentioned was that if you had high porosity hair, you want to look for deep conditioners or conditioners that have butters, preferably over oils. This is especially important if you have high porosity hair that is also tightly coily and prone to tangles and knotting. And that's because, quite simply put, one single butter high enough in the formulation is always going to make a much bigger difference with the manageability, moisture retention, and softness of coily high porosity hair than a mixture of a million different oils will. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. So do I think this is a good conditioner? Absolutely. Do I think this is a good conditioner for me? Absolutely not. The thing is, it's so very well formulated. But the question is, for who? Personally, I think this conditioner would be great for people with low porosity hair and or people with looser curls that don't tend to need as much assistance when it comes to friction reduction and manageability. But for me in my house, especially after how rough and unmanageable my hair felt after the shampoo, this certainly was not going to be enough to make up for it. Girl, Not when the one butter that it did contain was not even close enough to the top 5 ingredients for it to have made a difference for my hair on a normal day, talk less of after the whole shampoo debacle. And that's exactly what happened here. Even after applying 3/4 of the entire bottle to my hair, where did it all go, I hear you ask? My dear, I'm still wondering myself. I know I have high porosity hair, but how desperate, how thirsty, how parched did my hair have to be to instantly drink up 40 pumps of conditioner? In an ideal world, my hair would soak up some of the conditioner and then there would be some conditioner left on my hair to provide a bit of slip so that I can detangle my hair. But what was that? Wishful thinking. That's what that was. In hindsight, I guess it was a good thing that the conditioner did soak into my hair, but it also meant that there was very little, if any, conditioner left coating my actual hair strands in such a way that there would be slip so that I could detangle my hair. So on top of all that conditioner, my hair still felt scraggly. Who did I offend, you guys? If I've ever offended you in life, I'm sorry, because I don't know what I'm paying for at this point, but it's something. Because of how unmanageable my hair was, detangling took an absolute age. And this is even with me doing it in smaller sections than I usually would. And then there were tears. At the end of it all, however, this conditioner did actually pass the rinse test, in that my hair actually did feel noticeably better or softer even after I rinsed it out, which, given how much it soaked up, I would have been surprised had it not. At this point, you guys know your girl was already done. The last thing that I wanted to do was go ahead and finish up with the last 2 products. But sadly, I was already too far down this road to turn back. So let's proceed, shall we? Now, this is supposed to be a leave-in detangler. I mean, that's literally the name. Let's just say I don't really know if this really stood a chance at this point in the game, because going through the ingredients list, not a single butter in sight, not a single plant gel in sight. I mean, where is the slip coming from? Where is it coming from? Where's it coming from? The only thing in here that would give enough slip to release knots from tightly coily high porosity hair like mine is the glycerin. And as you guys can see, that's exactly 12 ingredients down, only higher than the extracts, essential oils, and preservatives, which literally have to be in that low of a concentration. Yeah, this gave me no slip whatsoever. It is what it is. It gave me no slip. Honestly, at this point, I kind of just wanted to cry. Mentally, that was where I was at this point. I was so frustrated that I ended up having to reach for my Sultanicals knot saws to try and salvage whatever I could and do some patchwork. And shout out to the Sultanicals knot saws for always having my back. Flora, I'm really happy for you. Like, I'm gonna let you finish. But Sultanicals has one of the best leave-in detanglers of all time. Of all time. And like, I hadn't already been through enough. I then reached for the curl defining gel, so that I can just finally get through this wash day. And I'm having a bit of a hard time trying to open the bottle. And then what else happens? But the pump slashes my finger. Blood everywhere. At this point, we've hit the trauma bingo. We've had blood, we've had sweat, we sure as hell have had tears. The funny thing is, I actually ended up loving the curl defining gel. Out of all of the 4 products that I purchased, the curl defining gel was most definitely my favorite. I actually found that the curl defining gel was a lot more helpful when it came to slip and detangling, much more than the leave-in detangler itself. But are we surprised? I mean, look at these ingredients. First ingredient is water, okay. But then look at the next 4 ingredients. We've got glycerin, pectin, xanthan gum, marshmallow. You guys, after everything that I'd been through on this wash day, I really needed this. If you guys have been watching my channel for anything longer than 2 minutes now, you'll already know that my moisturizing method is entirely incomplete without some plant gels or some film forming humectants. I also found this product to be similar enough to the Kinky Curly Custard, which is a moisturizing gel that I currently prefer to use in my moisturizing method. But this is definitely a very close, cheaper alternative. Look, there's no doubt about it. Not only am I keeping this one, I'm also going to take my hard-earned coins back to Flora with my tail between my legs and my pride in my back pocket, and I'm gonna repurchase this. I've said it, I'm gonna do it. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. The bottom line is, despite my experience, I actually do think very highly of the Flora and Curl Organic Rose and Honey formulations. I just don't think that they are the best options for high porosity type 4 hair types. But like I said, I think these products would work absolute wonders on people who either have low porosity hair and or have hair in the type 3s, or if you just have hair that is fine. Now, the reason I say this is because hair that is looser and curl pattern doesn't tend to mat or tangle as easily as higher porosity hair types or tighter, coilier hair types. And when you consider fine textures as well, all these 3 hair types usually tend to flourish best with products that are nourishing, but less heavy, less greasy, and just generally less viscous, so that they're not either weighing the hair down too much or sitting too heavily on top of the hair. If you've taken anything at all from this video, it's certainly not that you should boycott Flora and Curl. No. That's not it. Instead, what today should be for you, what this very Saturday the 23rd should be for you, is the day that you pledge to stop blind purchasing products for good. Matter of fact, I need you to comment below, I insert government name here, on this here day, 23rd of January, in the year of our Lord 2021 AD, pledge to cease for all time the practice of blind purchasing products. I promise you, your life will be much softer if you leave this practice in 2020. Let's just be done with it. Whatever products you have sitting in a basket somewhere on some random website, girl, don't do it, girl. You better not. You better not. Now, if you want to know more about how you can pick your products intentionally and avoid this whole mess, then you want to go ahead and click this playlist right here. Don't be like me, know better, and put that knowledge to better use than I did. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Woo!